You have always been seeing the picture of this man on the streets of clubs, on the walls of homes and streets. You wonder, who is this man? His name is Pablo Escobar. He was the most notorious drug lord in the world, the most notorious drug pusher the world has ever produced. He was the worst criminal in the history of the world. He was a Colombian. He was born in 1949 and he died in 1993 at the age of 44, December 4th to be precise. This man, according to Forbes in 1989, he is regarded as the seventh richest man in the world. Pablo Escobar, according to many facts, believe that he has started his notorious activities at childhood. As a teenager, he engaged in fraud certificate. He engaged in selling fake cigarettes. He engaged in selling fake party tickets to people. In fact, he even ventured in kidnapping activities. And later, he discovered another more notorious business, which is drug pushing to the United States of America. This made him to become wealthy and sociable among people. In fact, there was a time he nearly turned the whole of Colombia to drug city and the city of thugs and full of many immoral activities. He was recorded to burn over $2 million to provide it for his family because his daughter was catching cold. And do you know that more than 10% of Pablo's wealth were eaten by rats? In the US alone, his cartel push on a daily basis more than 15 tons of cocaine on a daily basis. Only Pablo's pilots earn close to $500,000 per trip. The Colombian government were always on the arms of Pablo and his boys. In fact, there was a time we need to strike an agreement with the Colombian government that he is ready to drop over 10 billion US dollar to repay the loan of Colombia. In return, that the Colombian government will not extradite him to the US because that is his greatest fear. His greatest fear is that he doesn't want to spend a single day of jail time in the US. There was a time he said, and I quote, that I would rather prefer a grave in Colombia than a day in a cell or jail of the United States of America. His greatest enemies are the police, government officials, or unhealthy competitors. In fact, there was a time Pablo struck a deal with the Colombian government that I am going to build a prison for myself. There were terms and conditions. The terms and condition is that the Colombian government will not come close. They will not come close with more than 10 miles away from the prison. This prison has everything. He does his business there. He has an entertainment system. In fact, he watch football there, water bed, everything. He has his own personal security. He hosts parties there. He ordered the killings of his enemy. He does his business right in the prison. Are you getting it now? That's how notorious Pablo can be. Pablo has one particular policy called the policy of plata o plomo. It's a Spanish language, which means silver and lead. You understand? Silver and lead, which means that it is either you take bribe or you are being killed. That's the policy he used for his enemies. Are you getting it now? And it will amaze you to know that this same Pablo is a blessing to the poor society. He built churches, he built football club, he built homes, and he feed the poor. This earned him a name called Robin Hood, meaning the Godfather. It will amaze you to know that na birthday kill this man. In December 1, 1993, he was throwing a birthday party for himself, enjoying his drink and marijuana. After birthday, the following day, the police got his hideout. They stormed the building and confronted him. After much confrontation, Pablo eventually killed himself. Remember, he once said that he preferred a grave in Colombia than a single day jail term in the US. He killed himself. Up till date, the life of Pablo Escobar remains a mystery. Some people actually see him as a legend, while some see him as an element of evil. Although to me, he actually had bad influence on the younger generation of people across the world. Although people cherish his wealth, most people believe that his wealth and hardworking spirit is a motivation for the youth. And that is why you can see his portrait on the wall of clubs, streets, and on the wall of homes. In fact, many brands use his image. So rest in peace, the most notorious criminal the world had ever produced, Pablo Escobar.